So let's kick off with the website. So number one, I'm going to start here, capturing details. So your website is essentially your full-time salesperson, okay? So you want it to not only do the selling and the heavy lifting and selling why they should build with you in the first place, but they should also capture details. So just like you go into a show home and you want to collect details on a daily log there and follow people up, you want to do the same thing within your website as well. So come back to the website here and we'll scroll down. And you've got the ebook here, which is awesome. So that's one good way to collect information and collect people's info. So we'll click on that, which takes us through to an ebook page, which is cool. You could potentially beef this up a little bit and put just another image there, a bit of copy, just sort of reinforcing why they should take action. But essentially, chuck your name in there, chuck your email in, and there we go. You've got their details. That's the main thing. Awesome. So just reinforce that. We'll come across to one of these guys' websites. They've got a pop-up, which normally pops up. I've just closed it before, so we'll see if it comes up again. But the other thing you can do is you can also put a get in touch contact form. So down the bottom of the page here, you can have a contact form embedded into the page so that you can do it within the home page or within any other page. You've got a contact form there, okay? So multiple places for multiple points of contact. So you've got an ebook offer on here, which pops up. Also got the offer here, which they can click on and put their details in. And they've also got a phone number at the top of the page. So 3 different options there, depending on how they want to get in touch with you, okay? Number 2, lead gen magnet. Just what we talked about there is the lead gen magnet is the same as your ebook. It's different things in different markets. So we call it a lead gen magnet. It's an ebook, it's a guide, whatever you want to call it, a checklist. So you guys have got that here, which is awesome. So we'll go back to the home page just to have another look at that. Scroll down there and you've got a picture of your ebook there. That's your lead magnet. That's how you're going to get the results, okay? So good job on that, guys. Same as we just saw on Craft Homes, and the other ones here have all got the same similar setup. Got an image there, shows your ebook, your lead magnet, and people can download that. Awesome. All right, conversion pathway. So this one's really important for the home page in particular. So obviously, a lot of these things are just focusing on the homepage here, but conversion pathway is probably the most critical element here. So we come back to, I'll start with an example. Okay, so if we go to Craft Homes, we'll just double check their one here. Make sure they've got a good one. So a lot of these are laid out slightly different. So these guys have gone with a Why Choose Us, thinking of creating a sustainable home or request your free consultation. So what a conversion pathway is you want to have it near the top of the page as possible. And essentially you want to point anyone who lands on your homepage, you want to take control of that traffic and you want to point them in the right direction, okay? So that's one way of doing it. In my opinion, there's a better way of doing it, and we'll make sure these guys have got it on their page. Here we go. So these guys do new builds, renovations, and complex sites. It might be, bathrooms, it might be kitchens, it might be retaining walls. But you want to, whatever certain points of your business you focus on, you want to split them into different pages, which are going to end up on your landing pages, all right? So you've got new builds here, renovations, complex sites, so that when people come to your homepage, they can go exactly where they want to go, right? You want to reduce the amount of friction, the amount of clicks that it takes to go to the right place. So if they come to your homepage, they can scroll down slightly. And I mean, personally, I bump this up one to the top, but it doesn't matter too much. So we've got conversion pathway, pointing them to either the new builds page, the renovations page, or the complex sites page, okay? And if we click those, it'll take us to the right pages. So we come back here to your website here, Steve, and we'll just scroll down, and we've got down at the ebook, Why Us, Building or Renovating. And the links for that is you've got a click to call, you've got some testimonials and how we work with you. That's okay, but I'd like to see more of this, but going to the right place, okay? So we've got potentially change this up or put a new section in that says, the type of services that we offer essentially, or what we do or something along those lines. And you want to have a tab here for bathrooms, a tab here for kitchens, and a tab here for whatever else you guys are doing, wardrobes, new builds. So you want to split the traffic up so they can go exactly where they want to go. Also, I just noticed that these, for me, these feel like places to click. So if I click that, I can see the link down the bottom of the screen here, shows the link. It's actually just linking back to your homepage. So if I click that, it's just going to refresh the page. So that's obviously, we want to get that fixed up because otherwise it's just going to refresh the page. People are going to get confused and they'll bugger off. So same as this one here and same as this one here. Either make the image open up bigger, or if you're trying to get them to go somewhere, then make sure you link to the right place. All right, keep on going. Number 4, direct response copy. So this one here is where we want to direct people within the text of our website as to what you want them to do next, okay? And there's a few different ways you can do this. So we'll come back to your website here. Now, essentially with direct response copy, you want to go along the lines of problem, agitate, and solution. So start off with a problem. It might be, is your garage not being used for cars, but you're left with no space in the home? Have you ever thought about converting that into a space where you can, a fifth bedroom or something like that?
Sorry, Cam.
Yep.
So just to, before you go on and leave what we're talking about, if you scroll down these pages and click on luxurious bathrooms or under that, it does take you to the bathroom section.
This one here?
If you click for more, click here for more.
Oh, sure, up the top?
Yep, try that.
Sure. Okay, no worries. Just the way people work. So we've done a lot of stuff with heat mapping, which essentially tracks visitors on your site and tells what they do.
Yep.
So what people normally do is they feel like they click the image and it'll take them through.
Yep. Okay.
I notice you've already got these things linked. So all you need to do is just put the same link from there, put it on top of all these, so it takes them to that page. So nice and easy fix. But yeah, jot that one down. That'll be a good fix.
Yeah, that's well. Yeah, thanks for that. That's why I just wanted to clarify with it.
Here to help you get better results. So yeah, man, any pointers you can get, we'll get it all sorted.
No worries.
Very easy. All right, mate. Just mute yourself again if you can, and feel free to pipe up again when we've got another question. Beauty. I'll minimize you. Excellent. All right. Cool. So direct response copy. So again, we want to go problem, agitate, solution. So kind of what I was talking about with the converting your garage into a spare bedroom. That's how you want to describe these things. It is a bit of an art form. It does take normally a copywriter to do this type of thing. So I see you've got it here. Bathroom looking sad, tired, worn out. Why not wake up each day to a beautiful bathroom that gets you set up for the day ahead? With over 300 bathroom renovations completed over 28 years, we know how to help you start your day. That's pretty good, man. So yeah, definitely a great start. We can beef these things out again, but on the homepage, not too necessary. It's when we click through to these other pages that we want to really beef it out again. So now you've got definitely got a good tick on that. But if we can potentially beef it out a bit, that'd be awesome. It looks like you've got quite a good bit of copy on here as well. So the only thing I would say is you've got, if we go back one, we've got the problem element, which is good. Looking sad, tired, worn out. Agitate the problem, why not? So we can elaborate on the problem, essentially going, looking sad, tired, worn out. Maybe you're waking up, trying to have a shower and the pressure's not right, or something along those lines, or there's a hole in the floor that you keep tripping over. So we can really just elaborate on this, really, just beef it out a little bit. But you've got the general idea, starting with problem, agitate the problem, and then provide the solution. Get in touch now to organize your free bathroom assessment or consultation. So all good there, man. Video behind the scenes. I couldn't find this one on your website. So normally a behind the scenes, I'll just see if Craft Homes have got one here. I know they've been doing a bit of video recently, but they might not have uploaded it. There's a really good one from Next Level Construction, but essentially it's just showing people behind the business and a bit about who you are. So essentially who you are, and you put it into a video form so that people can watch it rather than have to read through your site, okay? So that one's pretty straightforward. And we've got a full training on that on the website. So we've got the script and everything. So make sure you go and have a look at that if you want to shoot a quick video for that. And, you know, it can be on your phone. So by all means, most phones nowadays are better than cameras. So shoot a quick video on your phone and use that. As long as it's stable, you know, you get someone else sitting on a tripod or get someone else to help you, and make sure there's good audio so there's no wind in the background or anything like that, then that's an awesome solution. And then the next step from that is obviously getting a videographer to shoot a professional sort of directed video with lots of B-roll added over top to make it look fancy, bit of background music and that, okay? Guarantee. So I see you've got a guarantee here. Scroll up to the top, which is really cool. So you want to have a guarantee on there that goes over and above anything like master builders, okay? So everyone can get a master builders or a certified builders guarantee, which is great, that's cool. But you want to go above and beyond that. So consistent communication, on time as promised, peace of mind, safety, price, which is good. One pointer I'd say on here, Steve, and jot this one down, is get this guarantee that you've got and send it off to a designer on Fiverr or Freelancer or something like that. Might cost you sort of $5 to $25, something like that, and they can make one look really pretty for you, okay? So I'll just click through here to Alvin's. He's got a really good guarantee on here. He's spent a few dollars and got it all prettied up. So he's got an ironclad guarantee. So essentially he's got the same thing as you, but it's put into a nice little certificate looking thing here with a signature, and it's got certifications down the bottom. He's also got a second one, which is a barefoot walking guarantee. He's got kids, so his guarantee is around no nails, making sure there's no nasties on the floor for your kids to step on, okay? So you should be able to walk around the site after they've cleaned up with your bare feet and be fine, okay? So that's one type of guarantee, but you see how it looks a bit more visual, looks a bit more professional, looks like it's a real thing. Whereas when you have it on the page like that, it's cool, and people can definitely see, that you've gone the extra mile. But if you can go one step further and turn that into a pretty looking image, you can then print it out and put it in your info packs as well. So you can use it in a lot of other places. So really good to have that on there, mate. But just if we can pretty that up, that'd be spot on. Awesome. Let's go back to our checklist. Headlines. Okay, so headlines grab people's attention and how you can help them. So have a look on the home page here. One tick. So back to the home page here, we've got luxurious bathrooms, which is cool. That's a headline. But with the headlines, you can go another step, which is, beautiful kitchens that show you're in a chef, things like that. So just expanding them a little bit, making them a bit more exaggerated so that people can really feel themselves in a new kitchen, for instance, or a luxurious bathroom. So see if we've got any good examples here. Let's roll into new builds and see what they've got on their page here. So it's not just new builds, they've got build your dream home, which is great. So it's it still tells you what it is, right? It's still building a new home, but saying build your dream home. Or if it's renovations, it might be something along the lines of renovate that tired old garage space into another bedroom, something like that. So you can just expand on all these things and just make them feel a bit more beefier up. Awesome. Photo of the owners. You've got a nice picture on the front of there, which is awesome. So that's good, man. And I noticed you had your business partner, Bob, was it? I didn't see a picture of him on there. So feel free to chuck one on there for him. But it's good that you've got a picture on there. It makes it a real thing. People don't really relate to a big...
Doesn't want to be on there, so he's staying out of it.
Okay, fair enough, man. No worries. That's cool. But it's good that you're on there. People just want to feel like you're not dealing with a corporate, so they can relate a face to who's typed all the information. They can really relate your company to a real person, makes it feel a bit more personal, and they're more likely to do business with you. All right. The other place for this as well on the homepage is to chuck one up on the top right-hand corner. Just open up a new tab here for license renovations. So this is what I mean by putting a picture on the homepage. So up on the header here, Russ from License Renovations has got himself and his business partner there up on the top of the page. Now you don't have to do this, guys. It does stay on the page. So he's got a picture of himself down here, but he's also up the top. So people can really relate to you. Like I say, put a face to the business and, just builds a little bit more trust. All right. Putting an offer on your homepage. So you've got that there. You've got one offer here being the ebook, which is cool. And your offer is more around sort of what you do. Okay. So it's pretty clear that you guys do luxurious bathrooms, beautiful kitchens, right? So people know what you're offering, okay? So a lot of people might just be super vague and just say they do building, and then it's kind of like, well, Do you guys do renovations? Do you do new builds? I'm not quite sure. So it's good that you've spelled out here. You guys do kitchens, bathrooms, stunning new homes, okay? Looks like there's a few photos here missing, so feel free to get those fixed up. It's probably just a link issue. And then you've also got the call to action, which is the next step here on our checklist, okay? Which is cool now. And if you can, make this one a link as well. So if you put TEL and then a column on the front of that, people can, when they're viewing on mobile, they can hit that button and it will open up their phone and they can call you straight away. So I see you've got one at the top here, which is great. So if I click that on a mobile, it'll open up my phone and I can call you straight away. So if you can do that to any phone number, especially when you're asking them, so this is your big call to action, okay? So if you want to put it on here, that'll let people actually hit the button and call you. Because if they're on the go on the mobile, they'll have to grab a pen to write down the number, then close your website, open up their phone and type the number in again from their bit of paper. So just having that little step there of, you know, clicking straight into call you is spot on. The other thing I'd say, mate, if you can put a contact form here or an offer for like a free consultation, which is essentially just a contact form and you can word it around whatever you guys do. So that when you get to the bottom of the page, kind of like we had on Craft Homes here, they've got a specific call to action here for number 1 is the ebook. Number 2 is the free consultation, which then links into the contact form here. And you see when I hover over his mobile phone number there, that's actually a link, okay? So I've kind of ticked all the boxes there with the 3 different elements that people can do. They can call, they can leave a message, or they can download your ebook, okay? USP. So what makes you guys unique? And I wasn't sure on your homepage here, what sort of makes you guys different? You've obviously got like the wording around, obviously being on time, which is what you guys do. Whatever it is, I think it's at the top there, on time as promised, which is cool. But if you can elaborate on that, which is sort of linked into the why us, then, you know, what makes you guys different? What makes you unique? Why should I do business with you? Okay, so you really want to spell that out, and you can say it, you know, why choose us? Just put your why choose us, which I think you've got on a page here. Bring that to the front of the page. How we work with you, what our customers say, experience, what we do. So essentially, yeah, you want to why choose us, and you want to put that on the front of the page so that people can scroll down here and get a lot of the info they need to either keep looking at your website or bugger off, you know, so they're going to do one or two things. Video testimonials. You guys haven't probably haven't done those yet, but I see you've got written testimonials, which is cool. So we can go to what our customers say. And I see you've got a few written testimonials here with images, which is cool. So the first thing you can do is obviously have a text written testimonial. The second thing you can do is chuck a photo in there, so it makes it a bit more real, okay? And you can use their photos from Facebook and stuff, which is great. The third thing you can do is actually take a screenshot from maybe an email that they sent you, or it might be a Facebook message or a text. If they've sent you these things, you can screen grab them and put them on your website, which is, if you see that compared to this, it just makes it all that more real. People go, oh, wow, okay, they send you a Facebook message that says, Steve and his team are awesome, pleasure to deal with, plus excellent communication skills, keeping us posted every step of the way. Number 1 for renovations. Okay, so that's the next step. And then going one further than that is obviously chucking in some video testimonials. And I think Craft Home has been going really well on their video at the moment. So if we scroll up here, you can see they've got video embedded into the page, which obviously costs a bit of money. You can do it again on your phone to start with, and then get a videographer once you're ready to step it up another level.
She was quite willing to look at it.
So they've obviously got talking from the customer over top of their home, and really, really compelling. You can feel the emotion in their voice, which is a really powerful tool. So getting those on there is a really, really good tool to do most of the selling for you, okay? Logo, you guys got a logo. Most people have a logo nowadays, which is great. If you don't have a logo, it doesn't matter what it is. Honestly, just get one done for $10, and at least that gives you a bit of professionalism, okay? Nothing worse than having a faceless company with just text as a name. And likewise, if you've got a Gmail address, it's time to upgrade and have, steve@bsnelson.com.au is a lot better than steve@gmail.com, okay? Makes you feel like a bit more professional. So you got your logo, which is great. Well done. Personality and copy. Click over a page here in my notes. Awesome. So you guys got a bit of this in your copy. So essentially you just want to, rather than being a sterile sort of description how you talk about your business and how you talk about yourself, you want to go with a bit more personality and talking about, first person, essentially. Imagine yourself having a conversation with someone. That's how you want to write your copy. So I always use an example of a teeth whitening service I saw one day. And the way they described themselves is like, hey, we use this special 25% hydrogen peroxide in our mix, which means you do this and that. And it's like, whoa, dude, I don't want to know the percentages of your bleach that you use in teeth. I just want to know who you are and how you can help me, really. So, tell me about who you are and how you can help me personally, rather than what the specific sort of chemicals you use are. So I notice you guys have a bit on that, so that's cool. So personality in the copy. Imagine yourself talking to someone in real face-to-face conversation. Vision, mission, and values. I wasn't sure if you guys had these. I had a quick look and didn't see a vision of where you see the company going. Mission, what's the thing that you're trying to achieve? And the values, what sort of values are you trying to uphold here? So we've actually got printed values up on the wall here, which have got things like, just looking at it through the window, world class, so learning from the best and applying best practice, working in genius, working in your state of flow, no assholes, so no assholes from clients, teams, strategic alliances, etc., etc. So we've actually got a set of values printed up on the wall, which is what we stand for. So if you've got that, then put it on your website, guys. People want to know what you stand for. Likewise, where are you going? What's your vision? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? And your mission, very similar to that vision, obviously. But yeah, get all this stuff in your About Us page, load it up, and we way to the races. Key team member profiles. So it's good having the picture of yourself on the homepage of the website. You can go one step further, and I'll just pick a website here. So we've got an About page here for Certified Home Extensions, Meet the Team. So we'll load this one up, and he's got one for himself, Alvin Chisnell. So essentially he's gone through and got himself, he's got Emily, the client development manager, and he's got his project administrator here. So he spells out, who the people are in the team, a little bit about them, and you really want to put a bit of personality into this. And again, if we go to Russ's one, he's got a few more personal, so we've got to Meet the Team. He's got a couple of personal shots in there, so rather than just a mug shot of each of the team, he's got personal photos. One of his renovation manager here, Dominic, got him in the gym with the weights. He's obviously, that's what he's into. So again, if you like diving and fishing, picture yourself with a crayfish, you're more likely to build that sort of relationship with people. So a bit more of a social setting. So get a photo of a social side of you up on there. If you don't have a team, that's cool. You can, you can put yourself up on there and describe yourself, and then put a few more photos in there. Put a couple of photos of your family, some of the stuff you do in your social life, and you just really want to, be a bit more personal at the end of the day. So Sonia loves to cook and entertain. She also enjoys Pilates and walking Mary Lou, her much loved dog. So if your client is into Pilates, there's already a connection that you guys can talk about, and that way they're more likely to build a bond with you and do business with you. Okay. Your company's magic story. So this comes in sort of our About Us page as well. So what's the background of your company? Where'd you come from? What led to you doing this as being a builder? Tell us about, and I'm not sure, you can let us know, Steve, if you've got this or not, your magic story. I wasn't quite sure where to find it because you didn't really have like necessarily an About Us page, which is neither here nor there. But if you want to go that extra mile, and you have a separate About Us page, and under that is your team page and stuff like that. Okay, so I wasn't quite sure how to find if you've got a magic story in there, but essentially it might be, that you did your apprenticeship, and then you decided that you wanted to go travel the world. So you went over to 43 different countries, ranging from Peru to Timbuktu, and then you came back and you worked for another crowd for 3 years before deciding that the quality wasn't good enough, so you decided to start your own bathroom and kitchen renovation business. So that way people, again, can just build a bit of relationship with you. You're not some faceless corporate. It's just building relationships this whole way through, okay? So people will come in here, and if they're looking to do business with you, because this is the biggest decision they're ever going to make in their life, right? So they want to make sure that they've chosen the right builder to do the job for them. So if they can relate to you in any particular way, then that's great. And they might see a site signage, they might get a welcome pack from you, they'll come back and they'll check you out. So while they might not necessarily look at the About Us pages in the start, they might just particularly have a look at what you guys do. Later down the sales process, they'll come back and they'll check you out as a person, because we're all nosy, we all like to stalk each other. So, just all these things help. Awesome outside of work pictures, sort of what I showed you on the team profiles. Chuck some of those on your team page and on your About Us. So again, people like to see and make connections on what you do outside of work. So yeah, chuck some things in there with crayfish and weightlifting or whatever you're into. Some social photos are really good. Copywriting. So this is relating to sort of every page on your website. Copywriting's about how you're selling yourself and selling your company, but also just all the text on your website, really. So you want to use direct response marketing, and you want to build a real good connection with them, and then at the end of the day, you want to point them to what they should do next. Okay, so you start off with problem, agitate, solution, point them to a call to action, which is a get in touch button or an ebook, and make them take that next step. You do that all through reading through the text. First person writing, again, talked about that before. You want to be talking like you're having a conversation with them, okay, but in text. Then you got features, advantages, benefits, okay. So a lot of people put features on their website and that's it. So it might be that Ford might have just come out with a new car and it's got 16 airbags, and you're like, well, that's cool, that's great, awesome, we know what airbags do, but what about if you've got airbags that save your children's life, okay? You've got a child-friendly airbag, or you've got a side impact airbag, and that's a feature. The advantages is obviously that they deploy on impact and save your life. And the benefit of that is that you don't die. So you don't just want to put features on there of what you necessarily have in a business. So I noticed on one of your pages here, you guys had a checklist. So on I think it was How We Work With You, you guys had a checklist that you use, which is cool. It's good. But what if you went that one step further and said you had a 287-point checklist, or a 287-point quality assurance checklist, and which is a bit more specific, which means that we never miss a variation, or we never miss a point in your build that is going to cause delays. So just spell out, be a bit more specific, and then relate that to a benefit for the person who's buying, because they don't care about all the features that you have, okay? They don't care that you've got state-of-the-art tools and you've got the brand new Makita saw. They want to know what it means for them. So if you've got a brand new drop saw rather than a hand saw, okay, which is, I know, a bad example, but they want to know that because you've got this brand new tool, you can do the job 6 times faster, okay? And that's relating it back to them, so they get a home delivered faster. All right, specificity, just what I talked about before with your 287-point quality assurance checklist. And we've got that on the Builder's Toolbox if you just want to version that, put your stamp on top of it. You're away laughing. So make things specific as possible. So not just having a checklist, but you're having a 287-point quality assurance checklist. People go, oh, wow, that's pretty specific. They must know what they're doing. Okay, so specificity leads to credibility. And reason why, sort of what I was talking about before, the features and benefits and relating it back to them, the reason why, they always need to know why you're choosing them. All right, so landing pages, they are a specific page where you drive all your traffic to, okay? So specific to our conversion pathway, which we talked about before. Right, so we've got a new builds page and a renovations page, okay? Likewise, you have got a kitchens page. What we do, we've got a bathroom page and a kitchen page. So click onto that in the bathroom page. And you've obviously got the new builds and the carports, awnings, and gazebos. So this is where we're going to point most of our traffic, okay? So if I search on Google for Auckland bathroom renovation specialist. I don't want to land on someone who's telling me about carports, awnings, and gazebos, okay? So when I search for something, I want to land on the specific page that's going to tell me about it. Otherwise, I'm going to bugger off in 2 seconds flat. So when you do any kind of online advertising, or if you are doing a specific promotion for your bathroom stuff, you want to send them straight to your bathroom page. You don't want to send them anywhere else. You don't want to send them to your home page, because that just means they have to click again to get to the right page. You want to send them specifically to where they want to go. So when these guys are doing AdWords, and I just spoke to them not long ago about that, so they're running traffic with Google Ads, and they'll be doing ads for new builds, renovations, and their complex sites, which are like hill sites and stuff like that. So when they're doing new builds, and they might be new build specialist Wellington, and that might be some of their keywords that they're searching for, and they want to land straight on this page here. So this is the link that they put in their ads. And likewise, if they're doing any promotions around the new build stuff, send them straight to that page, okay? And on that page is going to detail everything that'll sell them and why they should get in touch, okay? So they've got a why choose us. They've got some featured new builds of some of the stuff they've done before. They've got a how we work with you, so the whole process sort of panned out. And you can go one step further and bullet this out with a bit more info, but it's laid out in a way that's very straightforward to look at, right? So you follow the dotted line. This is how it all works, and your eyes naturally follow that process. Okay, rolls into a nice photo there. Some testimonials, which again you can plug in with some video testimonials when you get them. What are the next steps are at the bottom of the page, and this is going to be the same across all of your pages, and it's essentially pointing them towards what they should do: get the ebook, book a meeting, or leave a contact form here, okay? So landing pages are going to be identical, basically from here up. Keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. How we work with you is the same. Why choose us is the same. The image gallery is the same. Obviously, you just got different photos in there. Some are bathrooms, some are kitchens, some are new builds, some are renovations. So just make them specific. Again, your background images there, you can change out for the relevant ones. They've got their credibility here by other sources, so some of their partners that they work with. And this is the section that's going to change, okay? So mainly, this is just this top section, which is different between new builds, renovations, and all the other types of business areas that you do. So headline here, build your dream home, and a bit of text around that, and then it's all going to roll into the other stuff, okay? Likewise, you'll see that on Craft Homes, Certified Home Extensions, and all the others. So you've got step 1, which is you've separated it all out, which is spot on. Just click on new builds and we'll load that up. So you've got that, you've got a bit of copy describing it, different shapes, large multi-story, complex roof. And just again on these links, guys, I tried to click a photo before on one of these pages because I wanted to see it bigger. So when you've got photos on a page like this, people naturally want to click it. So I clicked on that before and it's got the same link for the page, so it just loads the page again. So if you can just put a note down there and just get that, either remove the link altogether or get them to open the image when you click on it, okay, to see it a bit bigger. So you got quite a good amount of copy up here, which is good, describing around the stuff that you do. Modern quality feel, classic styles, awesome. You got peace of mind down here. See how we work with you page. If you can take it one step further and put the how we work with you on the page, it saves them clicking. So you just want to make it as easy as possible for people to find the info. So put the how we work with you on the bottom of this, chuck another section in here if you can. And just, essentially save them clicking around the page. Cool. So problem, agitate, solution. So what we talked about before in the copywriting. Sales letter format. That's just around having a headline, having a sub-headline, having features, benefits. So there's a specific process around that. Again, there's a template, I believe, in the membership site, which has got how it all is laid out. And you can follow that sort of layout as a sales letter format, okay? Testimonials, check them on the page as well. You want to have your offer in there, okay? So again, it might be about the design consult, chuck them at the bottom of the page. Call to action being click here to download the ebook or enter your info below to book a consultation, whatever it might be, okay? So put your call to action in there as well. Mobile responsive, huge one, right? All of our guys have got mobile responsive websites, and it's really, really important. So if we come back to your website here, I'll just wait for me bar to disappear at the top. There you go. Minimize this. Okay, so if we go from full size, drag the page down, this is what it's going to look like on mobile. So starting at the top of the page, just a little bit funny here. Okay, so if I land on your home page here, this is going to show me a picture really, really small here, which is fine. That's all right. Your menu normally gets hidden like that, so that's fine. You could reduce the size of your logo here, because it does take up quite a bit of the page. Your on time as promised, again, takes up quite a bit of space. So perhaps if you can reduce the size of that on mobile, that'd be perfect. And then it says download our ebook. So it's a little bit confusing. If I come to your homepage here, and then it goes download our ebook, I'm like, well, why? Who are you and what do you do? So if you can on mobile, make that bump down below, because you've got why us, which would be a better one to lead in with. Or even better would be renovating or building. Start off with your conversion pathway, so that when people land on the website, that they essentially get to where they want to go. So we'll come back here to JN Building, and I'll just make sure we're back on the home page here. We'll just take a look at what their one looks like on mobile. So they got their logo. It's a bit smaller and tighter at the top. Image here is a bit bigger. New builds and renovations, why choose us or get a quote? So you've instantly got 2 points of conversion pathway to take. So you can go and check out a bit more about them with the why choose us, or you can get a quote, okay? So from there, you can click straight into it and get a quote from them. If you scroll down, we've got About JN Building, which is cool. Specialist in, here we go, new builds, renovations, complex sites. And like I was saying before, you can click straight into these and go to where you want to go. So huge, huge thing around having a mobile responsive website is that you'll find if you look through Google Analytics, you'll see the percentage of people coming to your website from desktop, from mobile, and from tablet. And you'll find it's over 2/3 of people, so closer to 70%, are coming via mobile, if not more, okay? Not many people are using a desktop anymore. So you want to really, really make sure that this is working on mobile, because this is where the first time that they'll check you out is on mobile. And they might come back later and check you out on a computer, but it's essentially that first point of contact. So testing and measuring split pages. So this is something that your web guys will do, okay? You guys won't necessarily do it, but you always want to test and measure and split testing. So what you might do is have 2 pages the same. So you might have 2 of the same renovations pages, and you might just test version A and version B. So your website will automatically change out these pages 50-50. So 100 people come to your website, 50 of them will be shown version A, 50 of them will be shown version B at random times. And you might change the headline here. You might change one of the images on your page. You might change something here. And you're basically testing the difference between the 2 pages to see what works better, what gets the best conversions. Because at the end of the day, you can measure how many people have clicked download now, or how many people have taken action at the bottom of the page. So you want to be testing and measuring these things. We've been doing it for the last 5 years. We know what works. There's a certain layout that works. So why not stick with it, you know, why reinvent the wheel? But, you know, you guys have got this layout of website. You want to be testing and measuring what works and what doesn't work, so that you can change things up and get more conversions, okay? So if you pay for 100 people to come to your website at $5 a click, it's a lot of money that you're just going to, you know, essentially burn away unless you've got a really optimized website. So if you can nail down what works and what doesn't, you essentially replace out the old one that doesn't work with the one that works, run with that, and then now that you're putting 100 people into your website, you might get a higher conversion rate. It's going to cost you less per customer, okay? High quality photos. This is a good one, guys. You're obviously doing great work. Don't just get a photo on mobile. If you can, and you're doing high spec homes, get a full photo shoot done. Like, it'll come back and pay off in spades, all right? You can use it in your print media, on your website. So all these photos here are great, Steve. I had a quick look through here and some of your stuff. You know, these are all fine. These are great. So I know a lot of these were done on your phone and that, which is cool. So most phones nowadays are really good. But, you know, there's also definitely some good high quality photos in here that, you know, you can take on a professional shoot, or your own camera, whatever works for you, okay? So you want to have professional photos on there, not just some crappy mobile shots that aren't taken well, okay? Either learn to take a proper photo on your phone or get someone else to do it. Case studies. So if you can, you want to have some case studies on there. Craft Homes, like I say, they got a few good case studies here around their customers that essentially is like a testimonial, but it's around, if you play this video here, you can really hear the emotion in the people's voices.
No complaints and no fuss. The qualities that impressed us most with this house, and that is the finishing qualities of it.
Okay, so case studies you can put on there, really, really valuable, okay? Really, really valuable. Get some video case studies done from happy clients and they'll do the selling for you. Pop-up call to action. So I'll show you this one. Most of these guys have it set up. So if I refresh the page here, there's a pop-up here because all your website's trying to do is get their information, right? If 100 people come to your website and they all disappear again, that's no good. They might come back to you in the future, which is cool, but I'd rather get 100 people come to your website, get their information from them via a pop-up or an ebook. That way you can follow them up in the future. So I'll see if it's going to pop up. I know I've been here a couple of times, so it can be set to only a certain amount of times it'll show. Okay, so it might not show there, but essentially you get a pop-up either in the bottom corner of your screen, or you get one that's when you scroll down partway down the page. We might get a good example here if we just hang fire for 2 seconds. We want to get a pop-up that pops up with an ebook offer or a lead gen offer, and so that you can get their details and follow them up in the future, okay? There we go. So Russ's one pops up after 50% scrolling down the website page. So once we've scrolled down a bit, the offer pops up here. And you know, that's the whole aim of the game, is to get their info and get in touch with them and sell them, right? So you click on that, that'll take you through to the ebook offer. So you guys have already got the tools here. You got the ebook. So get a pop-up on there. Make sure it's not annoying. So make sure you can click off it if you don't want to do it. And then make sure it doesn't take up the whole screen. It might work slightly better, but it'll piss a lot of people off. So yeah, get that thing popping up and you'll convert a lot more people on the page. All right, where are we at? Google Analytics. Okay, so Google Analytics is a tool which measures everything about your website, where the people are coming from, what they're doing on your page. You can then collect an audience of people who have been to your page, okay, and then follow them up via retargeting ads. So if you have Google Analytics on there and set up properly, you can also measure conversions. So if someone clicks on your ebook offer and downloads, you can measure that. So you can set it as a goal, and you'll have 3 goals on your website. One is for a click to call, one is for a contact form submission, and one of them is for an ebook download. So if you're paying for traffic via Google Ads or some other medium like Facebook, and you have these goals set up properly, you can track that this keyword here, because you might get 100 people clicking from this keyword and you go, well, that's quite a good result, and it might cost you $2 per click. But if you're paying $5 per click and 5 people came through this different one, but you know that they called you or downloaded your ebook, that's a lot more valuable than 100 people that didn't take any action, okay? So if you can't measure the conversion, then it's going to make your online marketing very hard. So get Google Analytics set up at a bare minimum. You don't have to do anything with it, but if it's set up and it's collecting data, it's going to be hugely valuable to you in the future. So one way we can do that, I've got a couple of tools on here that I can test with. So one of them is for the Facebook Pixel. So there's 2 platforms. One's Facebook for your Facebook advertising. One's for Google for your Google remarketing. So if I click on here, it shows me that there's no Facebook Pixel on here. And likewise, on my Google Tag Assistant, there's no Google Analytics set up. Okay, so jot that one down, guys. Something you want to get set up. But if I come to, see, I think it was this one I saw before. So Certified Home Extensions, they've got a Facebook Pixel set up, which means that this is their Facebook ad account. So if I leave here and I go back to Facebook, they can show me ads and try and get me to either get in touch, or they can follow me up with any other kind of advertisement, okay? Whereas you guys currently aren't building that list of people. So it's a really good one to get on there, is a Facebook Pixel. The other one is Google.
That's in the pipeline for the next week.
Awesome. Well done, guys. Yeah, so once you get it on there, it doesn't matter if you do anything with it. You can essentially use it in the future. So with Facebook, you can collect about 180 days of data. And with Google, I think it's something similar as well, okay? So you might as well build that list, right? You can go back and advertise to them later on. Awesome. So I've got another tool on here, which is for
Sorry, one more
Tag
question.
Assistant.
With the info from the Pixel, how do you store that?
You don't do anything with it. So all you do is put the tag on the website, both for Google and Facebook. They have a profile of someone who goes to the website. Okay, so they know who you are through a series of what they call cookies. It puts a cookie or puts a very small tag file onto your computer or onto your phone, and it knows where you've been via that tracking. So they don't know your name, email, phone number, anything creepy like that, but they know that you've been there before. And so that they know that there's now a list of people who have been to your website, and then you can then use that list and show an ad to them and then try and get their info. Okay, so you don't know who these people are, you can't track it, but Facebook and Google can, and then you need to pay them to show an ad to get those person's name, email, phone number, whatever you're trying to collect. Okay.
So if you do a boost on Facebook, they will use, it'll definitely go to the people that the Pixel have picked up.
Well, if you haven't got your Pixel set up on your website, which it's showing here that you haven't got set up, then it's not going to show to your website audience because you haven't got that.
When it is set up.
What's that, sorry?
I mean, when it is set up,
Yeah, by all means.
it'll go straight to them.
Yep. So for instance, if I go back to Certified Home Extensions and they've got a Facebook Pixel set up and they've got the Google Ads set up, if I go off to Met Service or Weather Website or Trade Me and they've got these little banner ads on there, I can almost guarantee that they're going to stalk me, okay, because I've been to their website and they'll follow me around the web and try and get me back to book a consultation, and it works really, really well. And the remarketing cost is so minimal, whereas it might cost you, say, $5 per click from the outset for a Google ad, for instance. When you remarket people, it's less than a sort of tenth of the cost because you're only showing your ad to a very small amount of people. It's only going to charge you for that amount of people, okay?
Yeah, I get Certified Home Extensions on my Google over here in Australia when I'm just got the browser open. So
Yeah.
that's because I've been to their site before.
Yeah, you must have been there before and they tracked you. So
For sure. Yeah.
it's a good point that they need to narrow down their audience, okay? So
Yeah.
in some respects, it doesn't matter to them because it's going to cost so little, but they can narrow that down further and just sort of target people in Auckland. But at the same time, you guys might be a potential client who's going to go to their website, check it out because you're looking to move back and build in Auckland. So they're going to follow you around and try and get some contact details for you.
So I noticed on that, the video, one of the webinars when you were at the seminar, you mentioned it was about the cheats that you had.
Yep.
And you mentioned something about you could enter all your emails from that you collect through your database.
Yep.
And it finds like-minded people. Is that right?
Yeah, so they call it a lookalike audience.
Yep.
So essentially, if you've got an audience of people, so if you've got 100 or 500 or however many people on your database, you can then upload that data. So it's their name, email, local area, whether it's Auckland or Sydney or whatever it might be, and a few more bits of information about them. And you can start with just their name and email or just their email, and then you can go all the way up to city, location, all that type of thing. And Facebook matches them. So if that email address matches the one on Facebook, it'll match them up, and you can then show them an ad to those people. So you've then got a customer list to advertise to. You can then take that customer list and you can create what they call a lookalike audience. So you grab that, you basically turn that list into a lookalike, and it'll go, if there's 100 people on your list here, these are your clients that you've worked with before. They'll go and find people who are very similar to them in profile. So if these 100 people like, I don't know, Pokemon, and you create a new lookalike audience, it'll find people who are very similar in age, gender, they like Pokemon, and they're just very similar profiles. So they might not be exact, but you can essentially create a broad audience around your customer base.
So the guy you suggest from Fiverr, he sets that sort of thing up, does he?
You'll have to set that up on Facebook yourself using your own customer list. You can get people to help you, probably from Fiverr or somewhere. But otherwise, you can just Google a lot of this stuff and it should be able to help you. Or get a marketing student, or have a look on Fiverr and see if someone can set it up to them. You'll need your list of emails to go from, and then they can do all that for you.
So what's it actually called, Cam?
A lookalike audience.
Right, on Facebook.
Yeah. So you'll need a customer list to start with, and then you can go to a lookalike audience.
Awesome.
Sweet, no worries. All right, only got a couple more points on here, and we'll just get through this, and then we'll have a few questions afterwards. So we talked about Google Analytics. So just going back to certified home extensions, I can see that they've got Google Analytics set up. Okay, so they've got that on here as one of their tags. They've also got Google Ads remarketing tag on here. So they work together in the fact that if they are doing paid advertising around new builds Auckland or home extensions Auckland, then that way you can track them using this remarketing tag, and it can track it all the way back to the keyword that was used, okay? So that's how it all sort of works. So get that on there. 42 elements of credibility. So this is around building trustworthiness and increasing sort of chance that they get in touch with you. You want to have there's a whole training on this, okay, guys? So you can go and look that up in the Builder's Toolbox. But essentially you want to have like associations and things on there. I think I showed you down here, you know, this kind of stuff is just one part of it. So you're getting trust from placemakers because trust is transferable. So people might not know who you are, but they know who placemakers are, and therefore they associate their trust with you. So there's all these sort of elements around the credibility you can use, but there's a full training on that. I won't go too much into it. You want to use a newsletter. So all these people that you collect their information from, either whether it's the contact form or whether it's the ebook, they should all feed into your autoresponder, and you send them a newsletter. Okay, so one of these points down here is autoresponder. So with the newsletter, you send them like a monthly update, and this is to the people who have expressed interest and downloaded your ebook or got in touch. The autoresponder is going to drip a series of emails out to them, might be 2 or 3 emails within the first week, and then they start to drip out a little less frequent, maybe twice a week and then once a week, and then they fall off that and just go into your newsletter bucket. But this autoresponder will follow them up for you so that you don't have to manually send them emails. So for example, the first email you can send up if they get in touch with you is, you might set it to 2 hours after they get in touch with you, automatically send an email that says, hey, I saw that you left a message with me. I'll give you a call this afternoon and we can talk about it. And they'll go, oh, wow, that was pretty proactive. He's obviously, you know, onto it. But really, it was just your autoresponder doing it. You'll get that update and you can give them a call later on, okay? And then expert positioning, you just want to make sure that you're the surgeon within your niche. So try and really niche down into something that works for you. Like Rusty's got villa renovations, so he doesn't do, renovations like for everything. He doesn't do necessarily bathrooms and stuff like that. He may do the odd job, but his core focus is around villa renovations. So he wants to really target one market, be the dominant authority, be the one to go to. If you have a villa, this is the guy you want to go to get any renovations done, okay? That's his sweet spot, and that's essentially what he's good at. So you want to be the expert in that market. So that's pretty much it from the checklist, guys. Once you've got the website, optimized and converting well, you then want to drive traffic through Google AdWords, banners, autoresponder, uploading your list onto Facebook, which we just talked about, Facebook advertising and SEO, so people are organically searching for you. And now that you have a website that converts well, you can put this traffic towards your website and you're going to convert it into leads. Whereas if you start with a crappy website that's maybe one page of just get in touch, you're not going to convert the traffic. So if you send 100 people to a shitty website, you might get 1 or 2 inquiries. If you send 100 people to a well-optimized website, you might get 30 inquiries, okay? And if you're paying $10 a click, it's going to add up pretty quickly, okay? So you want to have a really good website, then start pointing traffic towards it.